Okay, welcome to the AfterBuzz, ladies and gentlemen. Hope y'all are having yourselves a fantastic Wednesday. Give you a quick recap. What we did yesterday. We did the leveling up of one of our characters in Dungeons & Dragons. And I'm working on getting the video. If you want to see the video and you haven't checked it out yet, you can find it on Twitch. I believe the actual address is twitch.tv/Strategy Bro. That's the Do You Even Strategy Bro / Military Gamer Supplies. That's their Twitch account. The video is there. If you click on videos on that page, you'll see, you'll be able to tell it's us because we're sitting in this one room. It's a really cool setup they have out there, Military Gamer Supply, where we're in this kind of private room with a nice big board and everything else. And so yeah, it's available over on their Twitch channel if you weren't able to check it out. And we got some really, really cool ideas for some things that we're going to be working on for future Dungeons & Dragons videos. So we did the leveling up yesterday of one of the characters. The other ones will level up later. And then what we're working towards is we're going to be getting future broadcasts. We're still trying to figure out when we're going to be able to do it. It'll probably be on a weekday, but we'll definitely promote it, and then you'll get the notification because we did figure out what the I completely lost my train of thought because I'm trying to run around and do a million different things because the goddamn stream wasn't turned off after the show today. But anyway, Julian asks about what about Deadpool? Well, what about Deadpool? There's no frame of reference there. Anyway, but one of the things that we were talking about yesterday with Dungeons & Dragons, after we were done with the video, Justin and I were talking about some of the things that we can do to make the experience better for viewers, and we found this really cool, right? He showed it to me, like Justin already knew it was there. It'll add kind of like the sound effects is really what it'll do is it'll create a better scene for everybody where if a certain action is done, if you're slicing somebody with a sword or swords are clanging together, we're going to hopefully be able to incorporate these sounds and stuff and ambiance of being in a tavern or being in the woods and all these other things with this one website that's pretty damn cool. So it's going to be fortunate. And one of the things, one of the reasons I'm bringing that up is we might be looking for a producer for our Dungeons & Dragons games. So if you want to be involved, you have an open schedule where it can be flexible enough to where you can do this stuff, and you're a hard worker. If you're going to be lazy, don't bother me. Don't waste my time. But you can shoot me an email, brandon.coates, that's COATES, @townsquaremedia.com, and we'll be able to hopefully get a producer at some point. We're just going to pick somebody who maybe has some more qualifications, and what we need is somebody who's going to be able to run the cameras and also run the sound. So they're going to be in tune with Justin, meet before the stuff so that Justin can kind of inform them this is where the storyline is most likely going to go. So have this stuff ready to go as far as the sound effects and everything. So if you're interested in that, by all means, shoot me an email, have some sort of qualifications or at least some sort of interest in it, and then we'll eventually pick somebody for this job that isn't going to pay anything whatsoever, like at all. It's completely free. We're doing this stuff for free. So we'll be picking that at some point. About 3 weeks or so is when we're going to be doing our next D&D. And actually, come to think of it, it'll probably be about 2 weeks from right around this time because it'll probably be during the week. But yeah, so hit me up, brandon.coates, that's COATES, @townsquaremedia.com. Really quickly, I just literally just popped up on my Facebook about some dude whose butt fell off, or actually it would be his rectum fell out. He has a rectal prolapse. If you've never seen what that is, it's disgusting. I wouldn't recommend Googling it because it's horribly gross, but if you're really that curious, by all means, go right ahead and Google rectal prolapse. But apparently there was a guy who suffered from that problem after he spent 30 minutes on the toilet playing games on his phone. So there you go. And Deadside says, stream it on Twitch and then open it for donations. Deadside apparently came late to the party. That's where it is being broadcast. We have the Military Gamer Supply for Twitch, and then we have our YouTube channel as well, where we broadcast the D&D games. Unfortunately, when we went to go and we tried to get it on our YouTube channel, YouTube decided to do the whole, well, we don't recognize this computer, so we need to send you an email, or we're going to send you a text message so that you can confirm it's you. But the problem is, for the YouTube account, nobody really knows for like where that goes. So we had to get access in a different way. We ended up getting it fixed, and we'll be able to stream it on YouTube. And we're going to do it simultaneously. So it'll be on Twitch for Military Gamer Supply. It'll also be on our YouTube channel. We did broadcast it on Facebook. We were able to do that. And for some reason, if you go to the Buzz Adams Show Facebook page, if you go there, at least when I look at it, it shows the video like you can watch it. But when you click it, it pops up and says something to the effect of, this video will be available shortly. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But, you know, I'm not really one to complain, because we at least recorded it, and we'll eventually put the full episode up on our YouTube channel. I think it was just shy of 3 hours because, of course, the first episode we were running into technical difficulties. The microphones were cutting out. Couldn't get the cameras to work. And it was, oh, and at one point the microphones weren't working. So yeah, it was a pretty interesting time leading up right to it. And it wasn't even like we showed up right before we were going to broadcast and be like, oh, let's just plug these things in and let's get going. We were there early, and we had what we thought was more than enough time. It wasn't even close. So I'll get a copy of it and I'll put it on our YouTube channel. But again, if you want to see it now, you can find it over on Twitch, which I believe it's twitch.tv/strategybro. That's the website where you can find it. On the top, you'll see a link that says videos. Click that, and then it'll be right there. And it'll be good, too, because then you can support the guys over at Military Gamer Supply, because they're helping us out. And quite frankly, they're the ones that are putting in all the work. I just kind of came up with the characters and some of the smaller things. But Brandon at Military Gamer Supply, Justin, our Dungeon Master, those are the two guys that are really putting in easily the most work when it comes to these D&D games. So where is the military place at? It's right off of Larry Mahan. It's right next to the fountains at Farah, right off of I-10. If you take, I'm going to completely space on the where the exit is at that point. Let me look it up real quick. But the address is 121 Larry Mahan Drive, and it's very simple to get to. It's right where they're building that kind of like that overpass that's just kind of there. It doesn't look like it's attached to anything, or you can't really tell what the hell they're doing with it. But where all that construction is right there, that's basically where Military Gamer Supply is. You would go I-10, you would take the, what is it? Oh, the Viscount exit, the Viscount Hunter. And then you're going to go on the north side of I-10, and then you're going to take Gateway, and it's just, a couple of blocks up. Larry Mahan will be on your right-hand side. It's before you get to the fountains at Farah is where Military Gamer Supply is at. They have all kinds of stuff going on there constantly. They have Magic the Gathering. They had a huge tournament there where they had to bring in a judge from Albuquerque to judge this Magic the Gathering tournament. So they got a whole lot of cool stuff that's always going on out there. And, of course, we have our D&D sessions that, we're going to be doing every 3 weeks or so. Deadside says, who likes being on time or early for a party? Well, this isn't a party. This is an episode, bitch. Or, it's just a live stream, whatever. But no, that's the thing that we were talking about when it came to Twitch is that, see, and here's the deal when it comes to Twitch, because we have people constantly telling us, you should stream on Twitch, you should stream on Twitch, like especially when it comes to the morning show. They're telling us you should stream on Twitch. Our company really only looks at YouTube streams as a viable option. I know. Relax. Pump the brakes. I understand what you're saying. But it's not us. It's the corporate entity that views it this way. So we kind of have to follow what they want. So we have a pecking order of where to stream. And it goes YouTube, Facebook, and then probably anything below that, Twitch would be in there as well. If we could stream on all the platforms, I don't see any reason why we wouldn't do it. We're trying to get a new computer set up at this point for the morning show so that we're able to multi-stream. We kept trying to do it where we would broadcast on YouTube and on Facebook at the same time. The only problem is the computer just isn't powerful enough to run that and the cameras all at the same time. The new camera setup that we got, that thing has been a thorn in our side since we got that thing set up. So it's really just kind of a matter of boosting our system, and that's why it's really great working with Brandon out at Military Gamer Supply, because he's got a pretty good setup out there, and he's going to come in and help us set up ours so that we're able to do more things and have more options. Because I think Twitch is completely viable. I don't see any reason why we shouldn't be on Twitch. But right now, we've got to really hone in on our YouTube, because right now, even our YouTube broadcast isn't the greatest thing on the planet. So there's some things that need a lot of work, but we're working towards them. I hope you guys know that. Like, it's not like we just do something and we're like, yeah, like, cool, that's great. Like, we're not, going to improve it all. No. We have lots of meetings about this stuff. So chances are, if you have an idea, by all means, share it with us. But chances are we've probably thought about it, and we're probably already working towards it. It's just things move really, really slow when it comes to this company. I mean, really, really slow. But yeah, so let me check in on the YouTube chat here. What's up with the old-fashioned TV static on the screen? I'm not really. That's the way that the setup is. For some reason, it's our green room, and we haven't had a chance to look into it yet. And again, the green room where I'm at right now, this is going to be something that's going to be changing, hopefully soon, with better acoustics. We'll get lapel mics, so improvements are in the works. It just takes for flipping ever for anything to get going. It really looks like about it from the chat, and that was almost all I really had. I kind of blew through that a lot quicker than I anticipated. But just in case you missed the D&D session, if you don't want to watch the entire video, the group of us, we skipped the storyline of how the group meets. We were like, you know what? It's like going back to the whole Spider-Man thing of, do we really need to see that he was bit by a radioactive spider? No, because we all know that he was bit by a radioactive spider. So what we're doing is we've already jumped to the conclusion that this group of 4 of us has already known each other. Like, they're already friends, go on adventures, and yada yada yada. And then we started the Pershing Inn, and this is the one cool thing, especially if you're here in El Paso. We will expand it to Las Cruces, like Ruidoso, Alamogordo, down into Juarez, maybe if we can get over the wall, because in this alternate reality, the wall is built and it's Mexico keeping us out, basically, is what it is. If you're north of the border, that's where you're kind of hosed. And then even over into West Texas, Midland, Odessa, Abilene, San Angelo, those, we might incorporate that as well. So we started the Pershing Inn. We end up finding some missing posters for some children. We go look for them. We sign in with this guy by the name of Glenn Mackey, who's holding this gala, and we are supposed to be security for this guy. That's not going to come up until a later episode. And then we also have Buzz's lost teeth. That was really the main point of this first episode. Was there was this ogre named Buzz who runs this group called the KLAQ, and he crashed on a bike, and his big old ogre teeth fell out. They busted off, and it was this guy by the name of Wizbone who created the bike, who was upset at Buzz because Buzz stole the bike. So we ended up in a battle with Wizbone and all the other stuff, and we got the teeth back, thankfully, even though we had some terrible rolls. It took forever to try to get through that scene, because it got to the point when we were rolling that we weren't hitting anything. Arrows, spells, the roll was so low. If we were shooting the arrow, that thing's flying off into the distance, and you don't know where the hell it went because it was such a terrible roll. But then we ultimately got back and to the carnival where these missing children were, the last child had gone missing was at this carnival. So the group showed up. Before there was a dance-off between one of the guys, from the KLAQ and somebody else in the group, and so it's a really good storyline. Justin's really coming through with a pretty fantastic storyline for these Dungeons & Dragons games, and it's only going to get better. So if you want to check it out again, go to twitch.tv/strategybro, and that would be the website where you can see the video now. Ultimately, I will get a copy of it, hopefully, and we can put it up on our YouTube channel as well. Which version of D&D are we playing? It would be the 5th edition or whatever the newest one is. Going to the Alice in Chains concert. Absolutely. My fiance is the best fiance on the planet. And for my birthday, she hooked me up with some Alice in Chains tickets. So I will be going to Alice in Chains. And have I been to a Chihuahuas game lately? No. It's actually been a while since I've been to a Chihuahuas game. And I think we're about due to make it out there to one. It was a lot easier when it was like a weekday day game for me because I'm out of here at 11 o'clock or noon. I just drive down the street and go to the Chihuahuas game. It's a lot more difficult in regards to making it to a night game because of schedules. Like I have the gym. The fiance might be getting out of work late, or she's going to the gym, or the kids got practice to something. And so there's a whole lot of different things going on at night that we got to schedule around, which can be tough. And especially planning a wedding, like that takes up a major chunk of time as well. So yeah, so if you guys want, again, I'm going to wrap this AfterBuzz up here pretty quickly. If you guys do have anything that you want to bring up, go ahead and put it in the chat now. But we will be looking for a producer for our Dungeons & Dragons games. We're not sure where we're going to pick this person from. But if you want in, or if you want to be considered for it, shoot me an email, brandon.coates, that's COATES, @townsquaremedia.com. Shoot me an email over there, and just let me know that you're interested in any qualifications that you might have. The things that you would be doing is we're going to have a multi-camera setup that we kind of had this last time, but it wasn't. Let's just say that we have many more ideas that we're planning on doing for this these Dungeons & Dragons videos to make the experience better for everybody, especially for anybody who's viewing it online. And so it would be having to adjust the camera, change the camera, different angles, different people. Maybe you're zoomed in on the dice or the characters, whatever the case may be. But you got to be able to do that while simultaneously running audio, because we're going to start playing sounds and sound effects during the game to kind of add that ambiance to it. So if you want in, brandon.coates, COATES, @townsquaremedia.com. On that note, I'm getting the hell out of here because my voice is starting to go. I hope I'm not getting sick. But, yeah. So on that note, we'll check you guys out later. We'll have some more stuff coming up. And obviously just keep, paying attention to YouTube for any of the other things that we have that we're producing for you guys. All right, peace out.